Olandria from Love Island USA is receiving a ton of praise right now after her and JLo's interaction at the Golden Globes Glambot went viral, and we need to talk about it. So I'm sure most of you have seen the video of JLo at the Glambot this year, but in case you haven't, essentially she walks up to the Glambot, does her pose, and walks away without acknowledging the director.
You look amazing. Yeah, right, I'm gonna start right there. Do we have an idea of a move? We're just gonna give a little look or a pose, a little turn. Perfect, great. Camera's gonna end right here. We're in a high push wrap. So end right here. It's gonna start at the top. 3, 2, 1, action. You go. Yeah, slayed it as usual. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
And there are comments under this video with 500,000 likes calling her out for not even speaking to the Glambot director, and people saying that they believe every bad rumor they've ever heard about her. But the director of the Glambot just posted his interaction with Olandria and posted her final Glambots, and the difference between how Olandria and JLo treat this man is actually crazy.
Oh, Olandria.
Pleasure, nice to meet you.
I love your hair.
Thank you, thank you. I think you're on the mark. There's a star. I think scoot forward just a little bit. Right there, I think.
Oh, this fan feels amazing.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, stunning. You're a pro.
How was it?
It's gorgeous. Let's just rock another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody is roasting JLo in the comments, writing, JLo can learn a thing or two from Olandria, or see JLo, that's how a human behaves.
Okay, so we need to talk about what just happened at the Golden Globes, because Olandria from Love Island USA is currently getting more love than some of Hollywood's biggest names. And honestly, she deserves every bit of it. If you've been on social media at all this week, you've probably seen the Glambot video that has everybody talking. For those who don't know, the Glambot is this high-speed camera setup at award shows where celebrities do these dramatic, slow-motion poses. It's supposed to be this fun, glamorous moment. Well, Jennifer Lopez walked up to the Glambot, did her thing, and walked away without saying a single word to the director. Not a thank you, not a hello, nothing. Just pure silence.
Nick from Love Island had the funniest response to claims Olandria Carthan can do better. If you haven't read it, it's a good little read. It pretty much is just talking about how Nick has been on his clapback tour, having to put crazy mofos in check who think that they could just talk out of the side of their mouth all slick about him and his relationship.
Now, the director was being professional the whole time. He's telling her where to stand, explaining the shot, trying to direct her. You look amazing, he says. Do we have an idea of a move? We're just going to give a little look or pose, a little turn. He's doing his job, being respectful, giving her all the attention. And JLo just does the pose and walks off. No acknowledgement whatsoever. The video went viral, and I'm talking 500,000 likes on comments calling her out.
And this part, which they close off the article with, is my favorite part. Above it is literally just Olandria's words on how, grateful she is to God that she's found Nick and that she has a person who understands what they're both going through and that they have each other through all of this. And she couldn't imagine another partner. But they finish it off with, she said what she said, and so did Nick. Let's put this narrative to rest, shall we? Okay, Glamour! They said what they said. All right. Not only do you got all of us here to put you in your place, but Glamour's there to back us up. Now what?
People are saying they believe every bad rumor they've ever heard about her now. And look, I'm not here to pile on JLo, but the contrast that came next, that's what we really need to discuss. Because the same Glambot director just posted his interaction with Olandria, and the difference is night and day. From the second Olandria walks up, she's all smiles. Pleasure. Nice to meet you, she says. The director compliments her hair, and she thanks him genuinely. He's directing her on where to stand, and she's engaged. I think you're on the mark. There's a star. I think scoop forward just a little bit. And Olandria is right there with him, working with him, making it a collaborative moment. There's even a fan blowing, and she comments, "Oh, this fan feels amazing." The director calls her stunning, tells her she's a pro, and she's just radiating positive energy the entire time. They end up doing another take because the first one was so good. That's the kind of professionalism and grace that people remember. The comments under Olandria's video compared to JLo's, completely different energy. People are writing things like, JLo can learn a thing or two from Olandria, and see JLo, that's how a human behaves. One comment that really stood out to me said, one thing about it is they can never make me hate Olandria. And that right there, that's the truth. Here's what I love about this whole situation. Olandria has been dealing with hate since she left Love Island. People have tried to tear her down, questioned why she's getting invited to events, started smear campaigns, tried to cancel her. And through all of it, she's remained graceful, calm, and collected. She doesn't engage with the negativity. She just shows up, does her thing, and lets her character speak for itself. And that's exactly what happened at the Golden Globes. She didn't have to do anything extra. She just had to be herself, treat people with respect, and that was enough to make her stand out in a room full of celebrities. That's powerful. What really gets me is how Olandria represents something important, especially for young Black girls watching. She's not trying to be someone she's not. She's not putting on an act for the cameras. She's genuinely kind, smart, and professional. Those are the kinds of role models we need more of in this industry. And the public is recognizing it. People who didn't even watch Love Island are becoming Olandria fans. She's building a fan base based on character, not just entertainment value. That's the kind of foundation that lasts. That's the kind of career that has longevity. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Olandria is on a generational run. She's not going anywhere anytime soon. The more people try to hate on her, the more she proves them wrong just by being herself. And honestly, I'm glad I supported her from the beginning because the proof is in the pudding. She's that girl, whether people want to accept it or not. Now, let's talk about the second part of this story because Glamour magazine just entered the chat, and they are not playing around. So, ever since Olandria and Nick's relationship has been in the public eye, there have been people coming out of the woodwork saying that Olandria can do better, that Nick isn't right for her, that she should move on. It's been this weird narrative that keeps popping up, and honestly, it's disrespectful to both of them. Well, Glamour magazine saw all this discourse and said, "Nah, we're not with it." They just published an article titled, "Nick from Love Island had the funniest response to claims Olandria Carlin can do better." And if you haven't read it yet, you need to. The article basically covers Nick's clapback tour. Yes, you heard me right. Nick has been having to put people in check who think they can just talk slick about him and his relationship with Olandria. And I am here for every second of it. Glamour is really doing the work right now, holding on to that reputation of theirs. The article pulls from the interview that Nick and Olandria did during their Glamour photo shoot, which was amazing by the way. They talk about where Nick and Olandria are in their relationship, how solid they are, and how neither one of them is going anywhere. The article makes it crystal clear. They're both perfectly happy and perfectly in love with each other. So all these people trying to insert themselves into their relationship, they can cut it out. But here's my favorite part of the whole article. They include Olandria's own words about how grateful she is to God that she found Nick. She talks about how he understands what they're both going through, how they have each other through all of this chaos, and how she couldn't imagine another partner. That's real love talking. And then Glamour closes the article with this perfect line. "She said what she said, and so did Nick. Let's put this narrative to rest, shall we?" Okay, Glamour, they said what they said. Not only do you have all of us fans ready to defend this couple, but now you've got Glamour magazine backing them up. What are the haters going to say now? Look, I think what bothers people about Nick and Olandria is that they're genuinely happy. They found love on a reality show, which already has people skeptical, and then they've maintained that love in the real world. They've handled the pressure, the scrutiny, the hate, and they're still standing strong together. That threatens people's cynicism. But here's the reality. Nick and Olandria are both grown adults who chose each other. They know their relationship better than any random person on the internet. They've been through the Love Island experience together. They understand the unique pressures of sudden fame, and they're navigating it as a team. The fact that Olandria specifically mentioned having a partner who understands what they're both going through, that's huge. Not everyone can relate to going from relative anonymity to being invited to the Golden Globes. Not everyone understands what it's like to have thousands of people online dissecting your every move. Nick gets it because he's living it too. And Nick defending their relationship publicly, that's not him being defensive. That's him setting boundaries. That's him saying, "We're happy, we're solid, and we don't need outside opinions on our relationship." That's maturity. I love that Glamour recognized this story was worth covering. It shows that there are still publications out there that will stand up against the toxic narratives that social media tries to create. They're using their platform to say, "This couple is happy. This couple is solid. Leave them alone." Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Olandria and Nick are happy. They're building their lives together. They're supporting each other through their individual successes. And that should be celebrated, not torn down. The same energy that people are giving Olandria for how she treated the Glambot director, that's the energy she brings to her relationship. She's kind, she's respectful, she's genuine. Those aren't just qualities she turns on for the cameras, that's who she is. And Nick clearly sees that and values that. He's not intimidated by her success. He's not trying to dim her light. He's standing beside her, supporting her, and defending their relationship when necessary. That's partnership. So, to everyone who keeps saying Olandria can do better, she's already doing amazing. She found someone who loves her, supports her, understands her, and has her back. What exactly is better than that? This whole situation, from the Glambot video to the Glamour article, just reinforces what we already knew about Olandria. She's the real deal. She's not playing a character. She's not putting on a show. She's just being herself. And herself is pretty incredible. And that's why she's winning. That's why she's getting praised, while other celebrities are getting called out. That's why major publications are defending her relationship. That's why people who never watched Love Island are becoming fans. Because authenticity always wins in the long run. Olandria is showing young women, especially young Black women, that you don't have to compromise who you are to be successful. You don't have to be mean or dismissive to seem important. You don't have to play games in your relationship to keep people interested. You can just be kind, be professional, be genuine, and that will take you further than any act ever could. So what do you think about all of this? Are you Team Olandria? Do you think the comparison to JLo was fair? And what about Nick and Olandria's relationship? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear what you all think. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we cover all the latest celebrity news and drama. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next video.